several big rulings in the George Floyd case, most of which favor the prosecution. Judge Peter Cahill ruled that the trial will stay here in Hennepin County and that the 4 former Minneapolis police officers will be tried together in one trial. He also ruled that the trial can be televised since with COVID-19, no spectators will be allowed inside the courtroom. The defense attorneys wanted the officers to be tried separately and for the trial to be moved to a different county. Judge Cahill said he could still change his mind on the trial location if the evidence shows they can't get a fair trial in Minneapolis. Right now, the attorneys are conducting public opinion surveys, and prior to the trial, potential jurors will have to fill out questionnaires to identify possible bias. The trial location is an issue that's sure to come up again before the March 8th trial. It's also possible that the Attorney General's office appeals the cameras in the court's decision. Prosecutors opposed the video coverage, but Judge Cahill ruled that the right to a public trial outweighed the state's existing rules on cameras in the courts. Back to you.